A plot leak for Black Panther Wakanda Forever has surfaced. Yes, that's an intentional Namor pun because he's the villain of the film. So let's talk about the insanity behind this leak, because everybody that's seen it is, yeah, let's just say they're less than satisfied with everything that it states. So again, this has been making the rounds online and coming at us from a couple of places. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to track down the original source. I think it might be Daniel, RPK, maybe, but I'm not sure. Again, websites have been sharing it and kind of, linking to one another, so trying to go all the way back to where it started brings you in just a giant loop. Either way, though, let's talk about what exactly happens in this film. So, starting off, there is Lake Bell, who plays a scientist who is a completely original character, and she and her team are searching for vibranium in the ocean. Now, they're searching for vibranium specifically because of Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, who has made a device that's going to bring them closer to more vibranium. The vibranium brings them in contact to Namor, who's not very pleased with them, and he ends up killing the entire team. Namor then proceeds to ask Wakanda for help, but they decide that they are going to turn away from helping him. They want nothing to do with him. One of the reasons is because T'Challa has passed away from a sickness, and Wakanda is really trying to find its footing. Namor then is, well, as Namor would be, very pissed that nobody wants to help him, and the fact that, he was, kind of discovered by these people. And he goes right after Riri because she's the one that caused the discovery of him, his people, Atlantis, and everything. So he's going to go right after her. But as it turns out, Riri is one step ahead of the game, and she has her own suit built out of partial vibranium that's augmented by the Wakandans. Now, seeing how the Wakandans are helping her and they refuse to help Namor, well, Atlantis calls for war on Wakanda. And this is where things get even crazier. Shuri's mom ends up passing away, and parts of Wakanda get completely flooded by Namor's attack. Shuri then decides that she can make an artificial version of the flower that will give her Black Panther's powers and access to the ancestral plane. She decides that she's going to take this and see what happens. Upon entering the plane, instead of being greeted by T'Challa, it is in fact Eric Killmonger. And he then takes on the role of helping her become the new Black Panther. Shuri ends up making her own Black Panther suit that is suited for her needs, augmented with obviously some of the tech that she's been working on. As she was away being protected by Wakandans while she's in the ancestral plane, the war between the two warring nations, Wakanda and Atlantis, continues to ravage Wakanda. It is Shuri returning with the powers of the Black Panther who ends up stopping Namor, almost killing him, but she decides to let him live. It is then that M'Baku is crowned the new king of Wakanda, while Shuri will be the new defender and the new Black Panther. It is at the end of the film that Nakia tells Shuri that there's a secret that she's been harboring. This is the son of T'Challa. She is in fact pregnant with the future king of Wakanda. After the film, of course, we get the credits, and then we get to the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene was filmed with a stand-in, but it is Dr. Doom, and it is revealed that he was the one who sent Lake Bell's team, and he's been pulling the strings behind this and possibly even more events that have been happening behind the scenes. And that is the end of the film. So I can see honestly why many people are somewhat upset with this, because it sounds like it's all fan service, especially Eric Killmonger, M'Baku as the king, Shuri as the Black Panther, how Namor gets discovered, like Riri Williams' role. Everything just seems like how people wanted The Last Jedi to end up going. And then how people, after they got pissed at The Last Jedi, wanted The Rise of Skywalker to go. They're like, no, we need to explain that Rey is important and connected to Obi-Wan or Palpatine or someone. So they do it. You know, they wrote out what they wanted, and then Disney was like, screw it, just make a fan fiction movie. And then that didn't work. This seems like there's a lot of fan fiction in this. And I can see why many people are talking about this and rather pissed and don't like it. And it sounds honestly too easy, right? It sounds too basic. But maybe that's the aim of this film. Maybe it's just aiming to be fan service so fans can cheer and laugh and enjoy it together and see what the future of the MCU is, instead of hanging on, hey, T'Challa's passed away, the actor passed away, so we got to focus on that and bring people back to that hard time. I kind of get why they would want to do this specific film if this leak is in fact true, but it's really not that good. I mean, again, it's good for fan service, but as a film, this seems like one of the most basic Marvel, DC, anything comic book films I've seen. Like if you were to ask anybody, hey, we're gonna make a movie that has to feature Atlantis versus Wakanda, and at the end, Dr. Doom has to be revealed to be behind everything, what would you do? This is the exact script that somebody would give you, and this is exactly what they would do with Killmonger, with Shuri, with M'Baku, and what they would do with the passing of the actor, how to do it in the film with the, main character, and also how to end the film with the secret son. Like, it's so on the nose that it seems almost like Ryan Coogler is phoning this in, almost to a degree. I think that's the best way I can say it. Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind if this was the film, don't get me wrong. But it just seems so fan servicey. But I say that right after we've had a bunch of things in the MCU that have divided the fan base. I mean, Thor Love and Thunder, right? Even Doctor Strange, Eternals, even Shang-Chi, Black Widow. So there's been this constant, hey, don't do too much fan service, but then, hey, do a lot of fan service. And like both sides seem to be butting heads. So maybe they're just going safe and seeing what happens. And honestly, if that's how they need to handle this, I understand it, but it's not exactly what I would have wished for. But hey, if it's what we get, let's just hope it's executed good and not rushed in 2 hours.